In this video today, we're going to help you to go out and catch big bass on your body of water by fishing isolated pieces of cover. We're going to go into how to find these pieces of cover with using Google Earth. Then we're going to talk about how to fish for them with a couple different techniques, no matter if you're fishing a highland reservoir, lowland reservoir, or even a little river system. Now guys, let's get into it. Okay guys, right now it's the fall time of the year, but what we're going to talk about is something that you can use in other times of the year as well, but it's really big, especially in the fall. So guys, what I like to do, and this, man, has always been something I like to do when I'm fishing the back of creeks, but you can, what we're talking about here, you can use it to other parts of the lake. It could be the mouths of creeks, it could be humps. Anyway, guys, but we are fishing more shallow today, okay? We are talking about a shallow water pattern, all right? So what I like to always do is when I'm fishing the back of creeks, okay, I'm going to look for the flats, and then I'm going to look to where that creek channel is around that flat, okay? Now, even like I was today, I was fishing a river system today, okay? Or I'm fishing a lowland reservoir, but I'm fishing one of the river arms coming in. And that river right now, only 2 foot deep. It's only 2 foot deep. The lake has a drawdown, but off the side of the river are shallow flats, and there are stumps on it. These isolated stumps, the fish will use as the river's coming down to kind of stay behind for current. So when bait fish or whatever forage they're wanting, they will come by, use that cover, and then come out and ambush. Now, this where I was at today had a lot of isolated pieces of cover. But guys, there are some highland, lowland reservoirs in the back of creeks where I like to fish, to where I look for these stumps, these logs, it could be rock spots. And guys, with these, once again, even in highland reservoirs, bass will use these spots, okay, because it's different than everything else around. They'll use it to hide, and then as bait fish comes by, as they're migrating in the creeks in the fall, they will use these pieces of cover. And big fish especially like to have their own stumps or logs. I don't know why, okay? So if you want to try to catch a big fish on your lake, this right here is gonna be it. Now, before we go into the Google Earth, we go to the mapping, just to talk about a couple different baits, okay? A couple different baits. Today, I was throwing a buzz bait. Once again, guys, we're talking about shallow fishing, right? So a topwater can be a good one. Ooh, we got some action right there. You see that little gar action? But guys, a topwater could be a good one if you like a buzz bait. I'm not gonna go against a frog if you wanna throw a frog, depending on, once again, what kind of cover you got, and then a walking topwater. So for me, guys, it was a buzzbait today, and I love throwing a buzzbait this time of year. This right here is the Black Custom Lure Brain Buster buzzbait. It's a small little buzzbait. You see it has that brass ball right there that this goes across. You see there's the teeth marks. You might be able to see the teeth marks on that thing right there. Okay, so I like the buzzbait this time of year, guys. And another way, you know, that I've done is kind of like one or the other. I like to flip them, okay? So I'll throw my buzz bait, and then I'm gonna flip them. It's be a Texas rig creature bait. Today, what I was trying to do and test out, and I got a couple here, I got one on. This is the Core Tackle Hover Rig Flipping Hook, okay? So it's a beefier hook. It has a beefier, this is the original, I haven't modified this one yet, but this is a beefier cable guard, and I like to cut them off. Today, what I was flipping, like I said, this is my first time flipping these today, guys, but I was flipping the Strike King Rage Bug. Here's one right there. That's a college crawl by Big Bite Baits. But before, guys, I was just, you know, and what you could probably do is you could flip a jig if you like a jig. Texas rig creature bait, okay? Fighting frog's a good one. Whatever your style of choice, soft plastic that you like. Then the next one, I know I love throwing square bills, okay? Shallow square bills. It could be your normal RC style square bills. One I had on today, just to kind of, I'm just showing you guys because I was fishing some shallow water. This is the Sixth Sense. It's called the Munch 50, I think. So as you see, it's that shallow little square bill, just so you can see that bill. And I tried to, you know, it's just a good little shallow profile to where I was fishing that 1 to 2 foot of water today. So now if you're fishing deeper, you know, so I'm just talking about lures and stuff real quick, and I know we're about to get into going and finding them, okay? But a Carolina rig's another option, okay? If they are deeper, you can go to deeper crankbaits, but still in that 4 to 5 foot zone, Carolina rig's another good one as well. But for me in the fall time of year, I love throwing a buzzbait, gonna throw a topwater lure, okay, guys? So hey, now after just talking about that, we're gonna go to the studio, and we're gonna go break down a couple lakes. I'm gonna try to do a highland reservoir, lowland reservoir, maybe even do a little river. Appreciate it. Let's get into it. I'm gonna do a lake I'm kind of familiar with. I thought about doing Lake Ouachita, but DeGray might have a cool little teaching point that I might do just depending on my time. Actually, I will go ahead and do it. But when we get to that part in this, I will go over it. And then I know I mentioned something about a river. We can probably just potentially do this for a river. I might go do a Tennessee River Lake. Why not? All right, so first of all, this is a low water image. If your lakes do not have low water images, it's tough. And there's even lakes I'm fishing right now. There has 0 low water images. And that just means you got to go out, take more time to find some of these structures and things as like people did before. There's some great anglers on this lake that never had satellite imagery that found stumps, laydowns, and stuff underwater. Now, real quick, here we are. I'm in the back of the little area. Now, we're going to talk about kind of backs of creeks, right? Because of the fall fishing, and that's just kind of the flow of the video. We're trying to find shallow cover. Shallow cover. So here, this is a low water image, and right off the bat, you see this little high spot. And I'm just showing you this because there's like nothing really happening here. It's just a bare bank. Now, that's a stump. That's a stump. I've walked this thing bare, so I know. There's logs. Okay. Stumps. Now, here in a minute, just so you see, so that's kind of like a bare bank. I'll go ahead and do it right now, maybe, if I can show it to you. Am I in the right creek? Yes. All right, so right here, this is the mouth of a creek, but it's in the back of a little pocket or drain, however you want to call it. But right here, all right, these are all standing timber, trees, and some stumps. That's logs. This is rock. Okay, so I'm doing this so y'all can see what it kind of looks like. And you see this image here. I'm now going to put a drone shot up of this actual ditch. So I should probably do this more often, where I go like find these areas and then go take pictures of them. I guess when the lake's low. I don't know what the lake level here is right now, but Ouachitá's low. So, and Greason, and yeah, probably the Gray's probably low too. So, just so you guys know what this looks like. Now let's go to another part of the lake and let's start looking. For example, if I go, like here we are, this is a major kind of section river arm of the lake. And let's say I go up in this part of this little creek off of it. And I go back in here, right? We're talking about fall fishing. There's you looks like some little bit of that's potentially rock. I need to make sure I'm talking to the mic. But as I go back in this thing, look, there's some rock there. All right. And I don't really see much stumps, okay? I mean, some of this, like, that could be maybe a stump. You know, sometimes stumps are kind of hard to see. Now, right here, stump. That could be a rock spot. Okay, as I get through here, you see all the standing timber out here, stump. But sometimes what I'm just trying to teach you guys is it can be kind of hard to see. Now, right here, look, trees. These are all trees, stumps, potentially standing timber. But now think of the lake at the level it could be. I probably should go ahead and look. What it could be, but just to know, and what I would do, you're probably questioning how, if I'm looking for this as we see it all. I'm gonna go over here to the next one. Some of these have some pretty good laydowns in it. I gotta find it. Go back in here. Look, that's all. Look, I mean, that's all wood. That's a potential laydown. But all this right here is in the water. And let's say the lake is low like this. Those fish could be right here in the middle using these pieces of cover, okay? But if the lake's at normal level, then they can be up here behind that stump or behind that one or that right there, okay? And then you're like, hey, you know it's there. How do you then mark it? Or how do you... Ooh, that's nice right there. Look at that rock spot. That's it. Look at that rock spot. How do you then mark it? I had a video where I showed, but what I'll do, guys, is just look. Put a place mark it, and I'm going to put that on my graph. And then I'm going to go fish it real quick, okay? Need to delete that. Delete, cancel, okay? This was it, look. That's a good stump I would fish. Stump, lay down. That tree could be down. There's you. Ooh, look at that rock. Look at that rock spot. I wonder why those are back there. Those are probably some great pre-spawn stuff. Hope you guys are still following along with me. I'm looking at this. I'm about to be fishing this lake in a few months. I'm going to be remembering some of those. Okay. Then, like, for example, let's go to Lake Ouachita. Why not? I'll go to Lake Ouachita because I want to show you something there. Just as I know, too. Lake Ouachita. These are highland reservoirs, guys. So, Lake Ouachita, let's go out here. Now, this is Main Lake, but I just know it because I've fished and caught fish here before. Here we go. This is low image. This is low enough. There's one of these that's real low. Here they are. See, here you go. These are some big stumps. You see them all out here? Stumps. Stumps. Yes, so those are stumps. There's some stumps right there. I'd probably, guys, individually mark them. Now, one thing I've done, too, is I just mark the area, stumps, and then I have it in there so I know then to go throw Top Waters or Carolina Rig right? And so that's one thing that you can do. Or you can mark each one individually. Now going back in this creek here, let's just go back in this little creek. Got that lay down. My thing's loading up. That looks like a stump right there. Or a stump or something of some sort. Lay down. Lay down. We got a few lay downs in this one. Stump. Stump. It could be rock. Stump. That's a big one. Anyway, so that's just something I would do, guys, just to have targets. So instead of you're just kind of going out to the lake looking, now you now you have these targets already marked. Now I know like this here is, guys, in 2017. Stumps aren't going to leave, but like those laydowns could, move with water fluctuating or kind of go. You can also mark like rock transitions or rock veins. Look at that little rock vein right there. You can mark stuff like that. You can do this and mark anything you want. And I made one video on it. If you want me to make another one, I'm going to try to do one of these for quite a bit where I'll just go and talk. But let me pause this. Let's go to a Tennessee River Lake. Okay, guys. I'm at Lake Pickwick here. And just so you all know, this is the only lake I've been on out of the Tennessee River system. I really don't know their rules, regulations on letting the lakes get low or not. And so this image does look low. This is a January 2020 image, and just from looking at a couple areas of the lake, it looked low. But one area that just kind of told me it did was you could see like right here, and I don't think it gets like this. So this could be a winter pool deal, and I bet it is. But look, you see sand, and then there's this nice rock up here. And I'm not going to go search real quick on what pools they have, because I got to get this made and get going. Okay. Now, one thing though I know about like lake, so this to say this lake doesn't get lower than a certain pool and you cannot find targets, and of course that's when this guy's going to come in handy. So am I on the right one? We're up here in the Wind Springs kind of area. Yep, that's that one right there. One thing that's interesting to me about this is we have a road and maybe a bridge, or there's going to be some rock or something out here I like, and that road kind of looks like it goes down it there, which intrigues me, not going to lie. So I'm just here picking this one out. Now one thing I see, like that's different rock there, that's all sand. You see some kind of laydowns there, trees. But one thing, if this is like a lower image level for a pool, you can use it for the fall if it's not that level. But you see there's rock, sand, there's that rock. I know this is a pretty good area of the lake, or has been popular. There's docks, all the way through here. I thought I saw a good stump earlier, like here. Well, here's some potential stumps and woods as we get further back. Go up in here. One of these I have fished before. Caught a lot of fish in it. Might be this one. I don't really remember. That's all rock. And then as you know, get kind of more back, the rock's kind of changing. Don't see, like here's a stump and stump. I bet there's a fish spawns there in the spring. Docks everywhere. I wouldn't want to. I think I picked this creek to show you. I wouldn't fish this. That's a lot of docks. I mean, now if you catch one fish on one and go down and flip them and catch them all, that's great. I try to fish these individually docks just to kind of see. I wouldn't try to fish all of these just to save time. That dude too here looks like it might hold a fish or two. So just kind of go back this way. Going back in here now, this one's more flattish, it looks like. Let's see what this looks like on Avionics. It's this one. It is kind of more flat. We got a creek here. Nothing really crazy happening in it right there. Someone's going to say I'm going too fast. I'm sorry, I need to slow down. But you see that's all rock right there. I guess when that lake does come up, it's going to be all in it. We got 3 docks real close back here in the back. Let's get away from the docks. If you guys know me real well, I don't like fishing docks. I would choose not to fish docks, but look at that laydown. Money, just back here in the creek by itself. Somebody put that there on purpose. 100% guarantee you that just didn't happen magically like that. What's this creek? Go back in this dude. But you go back here, look, it looks like it's flat. Nothing really. We got some wood there. Okay, there's some wood kind of showing up there. There's, yep. There's some wood. Something there. Looks like someone put that there. Got the kind of a rock little bank there. Let's go back in this one. All right. Go back in here. You can see some laydowns and some woods there. Off that docks one. So you got a couple kind of shallow targets and things to pick out. Guys. Now, one thing I know, if I'm making a video on this, I think it's important. I have some local lakes that we have these marked, and we've caught fish on, and even like at the gray right back there, I might have caught some fish off some of the Ouachita. That one for Ouachita, 100% I have before. So it's okay to share. If you go fishing, catch them off of it. That's good. So looking back in here. Look at that rock, docks. Ooh, it's a little high spot out there in the middle. Tell me a fish ain't gonna be on that in the fall. Let's go back there. Deep, shallow, okay. Yeah, come on now. Catch a fish off that. Look, that's all rock. It's nice. Very nice. Look at this little point. Got some stuff right here off this point. Anyway, guys, if you like this style of video, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. It's kind of getting long. I'm just now looking, which I like to do. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all watching. Thank you again. Appreciate it. I'm just going to keep saying appreciate it, as I keep looking at this thing. Man, let's go down to Yellow Creek. Why not? Yellow Creek has some fish, guys. Oh, Yellow Creek has some fish. All right, I need to go. Appreciate you guys. Hey, we will see you on the next one.